Hey, it's Farrah Lorraine. Welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, welcome to my world. Be sure to subscribe for all things faith, fashion, beauty, and lifestyle. In today's video, I'm actually going to show you my little nail secret, which is my press-on nails. I'm going to show you a little bit of my collection, and we're going to do my nails together today. So let's get into it. So I have been wearing press-on nails since the tender age of 11 years old. My mom used to pay my siblings and I when we would do little things, help out like odd jobs. She'd give us a crisp $5 bill. And if you know, then you know. Back then, press-on nails were like $5. They're like $15 now, $20, depending on where you're getting them from, honey. But back then, they were $5. And I would take my little $5 bill and I would go get my nails done, baby. Obviously, I could not wait to go to the salon. My mom would take my sisters and I to the salon occasionally, but I couldn't wait for my acrylic nails. And then it was my gel nails. And eventually, I went back to my press-on nails. The reason being, number one, during the pandemic, we couldn't get to the nail shop. Like, everybody was closed, right? So I started ordering nails on Amazon. And then from there, I started traveling a lot more. I was on a tour, back to back, and it just was a lot going on. And I'm like, I was traveling one time and I couldn't get to the nail salon. And so I was on that entire trip with a broken nail. And I was like, we're not doing this ever again. So I just kept up with my press-ons and they've completely transformed my life. So today I have naked fingers right now. I actually just took off my last set, which I'll show you what those look like. But we're gonna do my nails together today so I can show you how I prep them and actually do them and make sure that they last for a long time. A lot of people actually don't believe me when I say that I have on press-ons because number one, they last long, like they're not popping off. And they look really, really good. So I'm going to show you how I do that today. But first, let's dive into the collection. Now, if you saw my last video, you know that I'm moving right now. So things are everywhere. Hence, things are in disarray. But these nails I actually just bought a few days ago, like all of these nails, but I have a major collection and maybe I'll show you guys that like on my Instagram, on my story, on my page, something like that, once I finally unpack that box. But today, let me show you the ones that I just acquired. So first of all, I don't have a brand preference. I know people have asked me that in the past. Do you have a preference? Not at the very moment, because I like to try different things and figure out what I like. I have been a Kiss girl for a really long time. That's like the OG, you know, me and my nail bonding is I'd always go for Kiss. But as you know, certain nails have gotten a lot better over time. They weren't always. So shout out to all the nail brands out there that are, you know, getting with the program. But I'm very particular when I'm picking them out and knowing what I want, looking for a certain type of quality, looking for a certain amount. So we can talk through all of that. But these ones, I got these at the beauty supply the other day, y'all. This brand is called Goldfinger. And I just thought that was a really pretty color. It's kind of like a pink pearl, kind of glossy nail. I don't know if you guys can see that. I hope so. But I just thought that was pretty. It's just like very chic, nothing too crazy, very light, but just something, you know, if I'm feeling a little bit girly and fancy. I just thought that was really cute. So some of the things I look for, first of all, is make sure that there's glue in there. I always check to see what all is in here. I like to have the glue, the nail file, and the little cuticle pusher thingy. I think those are really important. And then I always try to make sure there's at least 24 nails. Some come with less than that, some come with more. Some have like 12 nails and that's it. They don't have the glue. I also prefer glue over the little press-on sticky material that doesn't last very long for me. And when it does, it lasts too long. Do you know what I'm saying? Leave a comment below if you know what I'm saying, because sometimes that little sticky thing just won't come off. But all the other ones are broken off and they're gone and it's a mess. So it really just depends, but I prefer to have the glue and like all of the little things. Here is a pair of the Kiss Premium. Love these. I also love to try out all kind of different shapes and sizes with my nails, designs. I'm very particular about keeping it clean cut. I'm actually trying something really new today, so I'm interested to see how that goes, but I like it very clean. I usually try to stick with like nude, white, pink, like a blush pink, something like that, just to keep it classy a little bit. But again, the length I like to alternate, really depending. So if I'm doing like a red carpet event or a gala or something fancy, I'll pull something like this. One, because I know the longer nails are not gonna last as long, and two, you want a little pop out, you know what I mean? Like you want to look really, really cute and put together, and you don't want to look like the everyday nail set when you're doing something extravagant. So yes, I'll typically wear something like that for that. And then these ones that I showed you first, I usually have these as more like an everyday. I'm gonna save the ones I'm doing today for the end. But these ones, another set that I think are really good. This is another one of the Kiss premiums. Another set that I would do for like a red carpet or something a little bit more extravagant, because they have the jewels on there. And the other thing about these, the jewels, they will pop off quickly, especially if you're working with your hands a lot. Typically when I'm like at these red carpets and stuff, I'm working, so you know, they're gonna pop off. So I want these to be ready to go by the time I'm ready to go home. Do you know what I mean? So I typically won't wear these like as an everyday thing. I used to, but now, you know, I'm a little bit more hands-on, especially now being a mom and things like that. But I thought these were really pretty, as well as like a little special occasion nail. Another one, these were the ones I actually just took off. These are another Kiss nail set. They're called Bare But Better, and they are true nude nail shade. These ones I just had on. I had these on for like 2 weeks, you guys. And I don't know if that's like not sanitary or something. I figure you're getting your acrylic or your gel nails done every 2 weeks, whatever, you know. I've had nails last way longer than that though. Like my press-ons, maybe I can make these last for like over a month. Don't play with me, okay? But these are another one of those like everyday, I just want to keep it clean without being too extravagant, like at home type of thing. And then here's another pair, another of those like really cute pearly, kind of like a pink undertone. This is Kiss as well. It's Gel Fantasy. I guess they have like different collections. I didn't notice that until like we're having this conversation, because you have Kiss, Gel Fantasy, Kiss, Bare But Better, Kiss Premium, Classy Nails. So Kiss obviously has like different collections that you can kind of shop with, which I think is really cool. Shout out to Kiss. If you want to sponsor this video, call me. Okay, so the nails that we're going to be doing together today, this is the brand Goldfinger that I was just showing you the first pair of nails. I've never done anything like this, but I just feel like it's fall and I've been wanting something brown and interesting. So we're going to do these nails today and see how this goes. I'm really excited. So I'm going to show you how I actually prep my nails. Couple of supplies here, you guys. I don't know what this thing is called, but I love it so much. You can like move that and it won't, you know, do anything, but once you put it here, it actually creates this sort of suspension. Love these, especially if you get like ingrown nails or something like that. Really great for that. And then I have this little cuticle pusher. Like I said, I prefer when it comes in the box, but that's like if I'm on the go, out and about, on the road. When I'm at home, I have all of my supplies on deck, okay? So this little cuticle pusher, it has two sides to it. Sometimes I'll use this depending on the need. And then little nail filer. I have a jumbo nail filer that I'm actually obsessed with, but she's packed away right now. So until I can find her, we're gonna go ahead and use this that I found in one of my other boxes. And then of course a nail clipper. Again, I have a larger one, but I don't know where she's at, so we're using my travel size at the moment. I also have this cuticle conditioning stick. This is by Blue Cross, is the name of the brand. I love this because I love to keep my nails really well maintained. Again, especially if I'm doing it on my own, I just try to make sure they're as healthy as possible, that they're taken care of as much as possible. The nails that I just took off, I took off like a day or two ago. I try to let my nails breathe in between, you know, doing a new set. So I'll typically schedule my nail day. Like, I know that probably sounds insane. It's like you can do them anytime, but I try to schedule them around times that I know I'm gonna be at home the majority of time, so that I can just like let them breathe, let them do their thing, and then we can go in and treat them. And then I have 2 different types of cuticle oils. This one is by that same brand as the cuticle conditioner. This is Blue Cross Nail and Cuticle Care Oil. I think I saw these in the store next to each other at HEB, so I just picked both of them up. But I usually use this, I think it's Sally Hansen. Yes, Sally Hansen Vitamin E Oil, cuticle oil. So I usually will just buy this one. I've been buying this forever, you guys. Like, since I was like 13, I've been getting this one. They used to have it at the beauty supply, Sally's Beauty Supply. And I was like, oh, Sally has her own brand. Girl, I don't know what I was talking about. But these are the supplies that we're working with today. We are going to start the process, and I'll show you guys what these nails are looking like. Also, I typically, during that time where I'm letting my nails breathe, I would have already treated them. I would have already cut my cuticles. I would have already buffed them out. I would have done the cuticle oil, done the conditioner, and then be doing my nails like a day or 2 later. But for the sake of the video, I didn't treat my nails, you guys. Okay, so don't judge what they look like. This is me doing you a favor and showing you the full process. So let's do this. Okay, so here is our starting point. Like I said, we're gonna do these today. I'm very excited. It's giving like Cowboy Carter, right? I feel like this is my final initiation into the Texas girl aesthetic. All right, so I'm gonna move all this out the way, and we're gonna get started, like I said, with the cuticle pusher. My nails, y'all, are horrible, but I typically like to do this before, like I said, just a few days before I'm actually taking the time to do my nails. But since we're here, and I'll push this down some as well. Guys, I'm not a licensed nail tech or esthetician or anything, although I've always wanted to go to cosmetology school and probably will at some point. So just like check with someone who's certified on how to care for your nails. I'm just showing you guys what I do. This is what I do to get by. So yeah, part of this, me pushing, is typically me getting off like excess glue and different things like that as well. I like to make sure that my nail bed is completely fresh. There's no residue from other glue, so that I can just go in and buff it down. Everything is what it needs to be, and we can move right along. So just pushing all this back, and then we're gonna go in and clean it up with the other side of this to get all of that out of the actual cuticle bed area. The other thing is like just taking your time. I think there's a misconception that, you know, doing your own nails equals, you know, just speeding up time, but it's about self-care, you know, so you don't have to rush this process. You can take your time and feel good about yourself and taking care of yourself, and, you know, it doesn't have to be a rush just because you don't have to sit under like a nail dryer or something. Do you know what I mean? Another thing is these utensils or tools, whatever they are, nail tools, are very, very sharp. So you want to make sure you're being careful as well, so you don't hurt yourself or cause some sort of unnecessary bleeding. Okay, so that's that. Next, I'll typically go in with this bad boy and just trim any excess skin that was dug up with the cuticle pusher. It's not a lot. Like I said, I try to take care of my nails pretty well, and I do this process more often than not, so you're probably not going to see a ton of it, but whatever does exist, I try to get it out of there. I think too, doing this process helps you to keep your nails longer, keep your press-ons on for a longer time. All right, and then we're just gonna cut it. But yeah, this process for sure it helps me ensure that my nails last way longer. I mean, I've done it other ways in the past and have not quite seen the same result. I like to cut my natural nail down all the way so that when my press-ons are on, you don't see any like excess. I want it to feel as natural as possible. So without completely ruining your nail, you just cut it as low as you can get, pretty much. Again, this is all my personal preference and all that jazz. This tool is good for getting things from the root. So that could have been really bad. I could have really hurt myself, but I had these guys and they saved the day. Another really good thing for maintaining some sort of nail health is by taking collagen or biotin, hair, skin, and nail gummies or vitamins or whatever. I try to take those as well. I haven't taken them in a few days, but I try to do that. And then drinking lots of water also really does help with keeping your nail bed hydrated so that your nails aren't brittle and breaking a ton. I know the difference when I'm dehydrated versus when I'm not. If my nails are super brittle and like cracking, it's horrible. That's like an extreme level of dehydration, but you get the point. That's what they look like, filed down, my little stubby fingers. And then I'll go in with the cuticle conditioner and just like condition the around my nail. And yes, I do use the cuticle conditioner as well as the cuticle oil. I don't just use one or the other. That when I'm doing like a fresh set, I'll use both, but every now and then I'll just want a refresher and I will see kind of what I feel my nail needs at that moment. Sometimes that's just the oil, sometimes that's just the conditioner, sometimes it's both, but more times than not, it's just the oil. But I have had times where I'll do like an in-between conditioning. And then I just rub it in. That's it. Also, I will do the cuticle oil after my nails are already done. I don't do it in between so that I don't hinder the glue from sticking properly. Very, very much so excited about these. Before I get to gluing, I make sure that I have all of the right nails prepared. So we'll go through and kind of like do a mock-up sizing, see what fits where, and then I'll stack them in order where I can just pull for them. Okay, so for example, let's say, I don't know why I like to start with thumbs. So I'll go in and I'll put it on there. I'll make sure it goes all the way because again, you want it to look like it's your nail, like it grew out of your nail bed. So you make it go all the way. So that'll be a thumb. We'll start with that. And then here's another one. Make sure it's the right size. I like to check the sides as well. Because again, if this is too far out, I will actually cut that. Because again, I want it to feel as natural as possible. I used to look at the numbers, like this is a number 1. I used to look at the numbers, but I've noticed it takes me way more time. Can you see that? Yeah, you guys can't see it like I can't see it, but it takes way more time for me to try to gauge the number on the back of the nail these days. So I just wing it pretty much. I go in and I see what fits, what feels good, and that'll be a pinky. The other thing is I'll also try to find, try to match up the same design. Like if it's something like this with different designs, I try to make sure that I have the same design on each finger so that things aren't just like out of sorts. So that's cute. And then I also try to strike a balance between like the design and then maybe something a little bit more neutral. So for example, these are going to be the middle fingers, and then these are going to be the pinkies. These are the thumbs. So then I'll try to alternate in between that, if at all possible. Sometimes it's not, and the set that you get is just, it is what it is. For example, we're going to have two of the cow prints next to each other with the index and thumb. And then some nail sets you get, and there's a total variety. So as you see, 2 cow print, glitter. I'm gonna try to do a cow print and then a glitter. If not, it'll be 3 glitters in a row, but I'd prefer a little bit of separation there. This one feels a little bit small, so I'm gonna look again. See if I can find something that I feel like fits that. Yeah, perfect. All right, so that's gonna be, those are our nails that we're gonna use. And I am going to tame this hand real quick, and then we'll go ahead and put all of the nails on at the same time. All right, and now they're prepped and they're ready to go. One of the biggest tips for me, I would say, is making sure you're putting glue both on the press-on nail and your fingernail. A lot of people don't do that, and it comes off. Now, you also don't want to like excessively put any on there. So what I typically like to do, I'll just press a little bit, and then I'll take the nozzle and move what I've squeezed out all over the nail, because I feel like this is helping it to have more coverage, because the nail that you put on the press-on nail, or the glue that you put on the press-on nail, may not spread to every nook and cranny, but with this you can kind of have a little bit more control on where it goes. And then I'll just dab a little bit on here, and then take the nail. I'll go like this, try to get it, you know, again, that's that same concept of like getting full coverage, so like moving the glue around. And then I'll go, and like I said, go all the way to the back, but I won't press down immediately. I try to make sure, I don't know if you guys can see this, that the glue is spreading properly all over the nail. You see that? And then I'll push it all the way in, and very slowly go all the way to the top, and then press down. Now, there are times where the glue will kind of bleed out. Do you see that? Like on the edge. I feel like you guys can't see it. I will give it a few seconds, and then I'll like give it a few seconds to press, and then I'll go in and try to quickly clean that up with something. So like in this case, take some paper and just like try to clean that up. Do you see? And then just get all of that excess glue. Hopefully there's not a lot of excess glue. And then sometimes I'll have like some sort of like tissue or something like that here to just quickly take it off, or like a towel. Unfortunately, I did not bring anything right here right now, so we're going to go with it. But typically I'll have something, oh, here we go. And just, there you go. Just get it off. See? And there we have it. Nail number 1. And there we have it. Our nails are on. Cute. I've never done anything like this before, but I actually am really kind of loving this. Okay, so let's do this set and then we will do our cuticle oil. I love these. They're so cute. I wasn't sure how I would feel. I'm so happy. Voila. They're done. This took me less than an hour to do. And they look so good. Do they not? Do they not? You want to make sure that you keep your extra. Oh, this was that little cuticle pusher I was talking about that comes in there. But you want to make sure that you keep your extras in case, you know, something pops off and you need to fix it. Girl, you've got it. So keep it all together. Just because it's done with the first original set doesn't mean that you may not need extra. So I always keep my boxes. And then again, we're going to go in to finalize it all with our cuticle oil. I basically, just like at the nail salon, y'all, the way that they take it and just go straight across, that's exactly what I do. And I rub it in. And that's it. Same thing on the other side. Take it, just put it across. And then you rub it in. And that's it. So I just go, typically, y'all remember back in the day where they had the nails and you would have to like pull them off? Well, for some reason, they still have this little excess, I don't know if you guys can see, this little excess plastic, I guess. So I just file that so that way it's seamless. But not too much. You don't want to scratch the paint on the other side, but just enough so that you can't see that anymore. So I'll do this. Again, I should have done it before the cuticle oil, but here we are. I noticed also the nails with glitter often are a little bit more tedious. Like the other ones, you can kind of just, you know, do a couple passes. Sometimes the ones with like the glitter inside, you have to work a little bit harder, but yeah, that's it. And just make sure everything is everything. Here they are. I really do hope you guys enjoyed this video. I think these are so pretty. Just trying to figure out how to show them to you guys on here. This is gonna be my cover. New nails, who dis? But I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Again, subscribe if you want more of my faith, fashion, beauty, and lifestyle content. Follow me on all social media platforms at It's Farrell Array. And until then, I'll see you. Bye.